Hey everybody, welcome to Friends of the Forest. My name's Dale Mangold and I'm your host, and this is episode 3, Things I See Today. Things I See Today is the third track on the brand new Forrest Of FangHorn album titled Ents Marching, which just recently came out. So we have a lot to go over, a lot of people to interview today, so let's just dive right into it. All right, we have a lot of special guests on this track, and they include Michael Petyak, Zach Spondike, Juno Aufman, Erin Jay, Mocha Nagorsky, Jim McDermott, and our first guest is none other than Langerr. Langerr, how are you doing today, and welcome to the show.
Yo. I was super stoked when Dale started telling me about this new project that he was working on, and a little bit surprised when he said that he was looking for people to rap on some of the songs. But I stood up to the plate. We ran a few sessions at his place. I took the lyrics that he gave me and put my own little spin on them. We got in there, we knocked it out, and I'm really looking forward to people hearing all of this great music that's going to be coming out of the forest.
All right, give it up for Langerr. Thank you so much for being here and sharing some insight with us today, man.
Big thanks to Dale and all the other musicians for letting me be a part of the Forrest of FangHorn.
All right, next up on the show, I'd like to introduce to you someone who is not only an accomplished keyboardist and pianist, but he also is very involved and established in the film industry as an actor, as a stunt coordinator. I play with him also in a Pittsburgh-based Pink Floyd tribute band called Pit Floyd. Without further ado, may I introduce to you Mr. Michael Petyak. Hey, Michael, how are you? And welcome to the show.
Hey, Dale. Thanks so much for having me tonight. I really appreciate it. You know, I was really honored when you asked me, Dale, to be a part of this. I think, the 2 tracks I got to play on, it was really fun to go to your house and hearing about the project, about how it was a collaboration of a bunch of musicians that you knew, and you wanted to bring everybody together to make something really beautiful.
All right, Michael, let's dive right into your keyboard parts. You played some various keyboards on Things I See Today, and also you played keyboards on Got It, which features Lil Lenny.
Yeah, for the keys parts, I know you really had a vision that you really wanted, and we took from a few different angles from like funk and jazz perspective, which was really fun. It took us a few takes to get it, but we got everything locked in that you really wanted to, and it felt really great even with some of the vocal parts that I was able to add in. Listening to what people laid down before and getting really excited about it. And it actually let me dust off some of my jazz skills and everything to really help make this project work for you in those tracks. And, I'm just really honored to be a part of it, man.
That was Michael Petyak, everybody. Thank you, Michael, so much for your contributions to the Forrest Of FangHorn project. All right, I've been waiting a couple episodes to bring this next crazy cat on. He is just a real good friend of mine, fellow saxophone player. He actually appears on 7 of the tracks on the album. He plays mainly bari saxophone, but he plays some alto saxophone on these songs too. And he is a member of the Compass Quintet, which is based out of Temple University in Philadelphia area. So if you like jazz standards and things like that, you got to check these guys out. But anyways, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Zach Spondike. Zach, how you doing?
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Just real quick, too. Zach plays in the Argonauts with me and Louis Costa and Joe Shields, Kevin Ward, who are on a couple of the other songs. He plays bari sax primarily, and also in the book club. So we have a big happy family, a lot of friends of the forest here, Zach, huh?
I was having a lot of fun recording them for the stuff that we had the first day, but some of the keys centers that I noticed for some of the songs that Dale had me play were had incorporated concert C, and I have a horn that has a low concert C key, and I was able to bring that in for the second day of recording and utilize that, and I think that made a really big effect. Yeah, something else to note for my experience recording was during the first session of recording, what I like to do, at least like my input for this kind of style of music, is to really go kind of full Tower of Power, bari bass line kind of like funk parts,
Oh, Zach, it was so cool to have you on the show. Thanks, man, and we'll see you soon.
Hey, Dale, thanks so much for having me on the show.
All right, this is the part of the show that I like to call Pick My Brain. Where did I come up with the idea for this song? Things I See Today. I wrote the lyrics to this years ago, actually, and just sat on a piece of paper in one of my notebooks that has lyrics. Didn't come up with any music, just wrote lyrics one day. And I remember, though, I was in a waiting room. I was waiting for my car to get serviced, and I'm a very observant person. I like to observe people and things and all that stuff, things that a lot of us do in our lives, and just started jotting them down, and came up with a few verses that are in the song, a few verses that I really didn't like. So fast forward to this past summer 2023, when we started tracking the album, I started writing on piano the music to this. We already had some songs down. I had Juno Aufman in the studio, and he was tracking drums on 2 songs that he was already a part of. And I just said, hey, Juno, I've been working on this song. I just wrote the piano. I have a MIDI bass part to it and a MIDI drum part to it. Would you mind taking a listen to it? It kind of has a Steely Dan vibe to it, thinking, something chill, a little Bernard Purdy or something like that. And they said, yeah, sure. And he just laid this awesome drum track down, and it just grew from there.
Hey everyone, this is Juno Aufman. Thanks for having me. The main thing that came to me when I was tracking my parts was to make sure that things groove. Everything should always groove, and it should always feel intentional. And with the last track that I actually recorded things for on Things I See Today, that was kind of fun because we did that the day of. Dale was like, hey, do you want to just do this? And I had not heard it before, and he said kind of go for a Steely Dan vibe / just make it a little more chill. And I said absolutely, and that's one of the songs I had the most fun with. I love doing things on the fly. I think it breeds creativity. It breeds what you want to make a song feel good with the knowledge that you have.
All right, give it up for Juno Aufman. Juno, thank you so much for spending some time with us today on the show. Our next guest is one of 2 ladies of the forest, Julie Zosos being one of them, who appears on Under the Lights. But our next guest is the lovely Erin Jay. Erin, how are you? And welcome.
Hi, Dale. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. So you asked me to be part of this album, and I was honored. I've never recorded anything before, so it was my first experience. It was really cool, and just very down to earth. I really, really feel like I probably was drawn a little bit more towards the things I see today. I feel like every day I'm out and about and having experiences with people and thinking, where did you come from? Or in not only like a bad way, but also a great way, like just, humanity at its finest. And so I feel like that song felt a little bit more drawn to, I guess I would say.
Erin, thank you so much for being part of the forest. You just sound phenomenal on both The Light and Things I See Today. thanks for being here and being part of the Forest.
I really had a fun experience in the studio, and I can't wait to do it again.
All right, our next guest is a gentleman who's played a lot with me over the years, specifically on bass guitar with Tobacco Road, and you can check him out with his new band, Guides. Let me introduce to you Mocha Nagorsky.
Hey Dale, thanks for having me.
It was a real honor to have Mocha play not only on one track, but on two tracks. And the other track, he laid down a guitar solo for Medusa, Things I See Today. I know he and I both dig a lot of the same music, Steely Dan being one of our influences.
In Things I See Today, I recorded the bass part with my Yamaha BBN5 bass and my Sansamp bass driver pedal. This is the same setup I use for live shows now. I played a 70s classic rock style bass part for this song. Tried to use a good mix of root notes and transitional pieces to keep the groove going while still leaving room for the vocals and other instruments to shine. In all, I'm really happy with how these songs ended up.
And that was my man, Mocha Nagorsky. Mocha, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. Thank you so much, brother. And our final guest for this episode is a gentleman that you've seen him before in the River Styx, and now you're going to see him again now here, capping things off in Things I See Today. Here is my good friend, Jim McDermott. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. On Things I See Today, that song to me has a lot more energy, some attitude, like some power to it. So, again, I was playing my Baby Blue D'Angelico semi-hollow through my Fender Blues Junior 4. I think I was using some compression, some little tube screamer, a really fun vibe pedal to give it that little Jimi Hendrix flair, and of course with some delay. But it was fun letting that one rip, going off what you said, Dale, with the energy, what you were looking for, giving a good vibe. So I like how it turned out. I hope you do too.
All right, Jim, thank you so much for being part of not only this song and everything else, Forrest Of FangHorn, but over the years, everything else we've done musically, Tobacco Road, and all the other fun live shows that we've played. You've been a class act, and I really appreciate you being with us. And that just about wraps it up for this episode of Friends of the Forest, which is episode number 3. Things I See Today. And if you've been following along in the series, we're going to have 10 episodes because there's 10 tracks on the Ents Marching album. And we want to thank all of our special guests that appeared on this episode today. And please like and subscribe to the channel so you know what's coming up next. And in addition to these Friends of the Forest episodes, we have 3 official music videos, which are Under the Lights, The River Styx, which is the most recent one, and Got It, featuring Lil Lenny, which was last week's episode. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell them to check us out. We're building content in the channel. Leave some comments down below. Let us know what your favorite songs are. Let us know what we can do to add to the channel, because we have a lot of ideas, which we're going to announce probably in a few weeks of future Friends of the Forest episodes, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, my name is Dale Mangold. Go out and get that album by Forrest Of FangHorn, Ents Marching. It just came out this past week. It's an eclectic mix of funk, jazz, rock, hip-hop, and R&B music. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Peace and love, everybody. It's a symphony of souls in this cafe, I believe. Living to the objects of what I see.